Something that left your life is preparing to return. And by the end of this video, you will know the 10 signs that confirm it is already on its way back to you. Now, when something returns for Scorpio, it never comes back the same way it left. That is not how your life works. That is not how your energy works. Things that return to you come back transformed, deeper, more honest, more real than they were before. And sometimes what returns is not the thing itself, but the version of it that was always meant for you, the version that was not quite ready the first time around. Whether it is a connection, a sense of purpose, a creative fire, a feeling of peace, a belief in your own worth, whatever it is that you have been quietly missing, quietly waiting for, quietly wondering if it was gone for good, it is not gone. And these 10 signs are the evidence that it is already beginning to find its way back. Stay here for all 10 because the picture only becomes complete when you see them together. Sign 1. The first sign that something is returning to you is a feeling that most people would mistake for simple nostalgia. But for Scorpio, it is something much more specific and much more purposeful. You have been thinking lately about a version of your life that once felt full and alive in a way that your current days do not always match. Not with bitterness and not with regret, just with a quiet, honest recognition that something important was present then that has been absent since. A quality of aliveness, a particular way of feeling engaged with your own existence, a sense that you were moving with intention, or connected to something larger than the routine, or simply at peace in a way that did not require constant effort. That remembering is not your mind living in the past. It is your deeper self identifying what it wants to reclaim. The specific memory may not matter as much as the quality it carries, the feeling of being genuinely yourself, the feeling of connection, the feeling of purpose or joy or wholeness. Your inner awareness is using the memory of that feeling to point toward what is returning. It is saying this is what is coming back. This is what you have been missing. This is what is beginning to find its way to you. For Scorpio, the connection between past and future is always more active than it is for most signs. You are a sign that knows at some deep level that things do not simply end. They complete a cycle and then begin another. What was lost does not disappear. It transforms, it waits, it evolves into something that can serve the person you are becoming. And the person you are becoming right now is exactly the person who is ready to receive back what was lost. Not in its old form, perhaps, but in a new form, richer and more truthful and more fitting than it was before. Pay attention to the memories that are surfacing right now, particularly the ones that carry a sense of longing rather than grief. The longing is directional. It is pointing you towards something, not away from it. Let yourself feel it fully, without dismissing it as wishful thinking or sentimental attachment. It is a navigational tool. It is the first sign that the return is already in motion. Sign 2. The second sign is a subtle but unmistakable shift in the atmosphere of your daily life. A sense that the long period of flatness, of going through motions without much inner engagement, is beginning to give way to something more textured and alive. You may not be able to identify exactly when it started. You may not even be entirely sure it is happening yet. But there are moments now, small ones easily missed, when the ordinary world around you seems to have a slightly different quality. A brightness that was not there last week. A warmth that arrives in unexpected places. A moment when something simple, a piece of music, or the way light falls through a window, or a scent that carries some old and good association, touches something in you that has been numb for a while. These moments of unexpected aliveness are not accidents. They are the return announcing itself. Whatever has been absent from your life, whatever quality or presence or energy you have been quietly missing, it is beginning to return through exactly these small, sensory, almost incidental moments. The universe, when it is bringing something back to a Scorpio, often starts with the delicate things, the subtle signals, the gentle reminders of what it feels like to be fully present and fully yourself. This is because Scorpio is a sign of extraordinary sensitivity. Beneath all that intensity and depth, you feel things with an acuity that most people cannot access. And that sensitivity means that the signals of what is returning can reach you through channels that are invisible to others. The change in atmospheric quality that you are beginning to notice is real. It is not wishful thinking. It is not your mood temporarily brightening. It is the actual energetic signature of something coming back into your life, seeping through at the edges, making its presence known before it arrives in full. Notice these moments. Write them down if that helps. Let yourself be grateful for them, even when they are small, because gratitude for the small signs is what opens the channel wider. It tells the universe that you are paying attention, that you are ready, that you are willing to receive what is coming back to you. Sign 3. There is something happening in your sleep, specifically in the quality of your dreaming. That is the third sign of what is returning. For Scorpio, the dream world is never neutral. It is an active, meaningful space where your deepest inner processes play out in image and symbol and feeling. And lately, the content of your dreams has been shifting. Where recent months may have brought heavy or confusing or troubling dreams, the kind that left you waking with a residue of unease, you are beginning now to dream differently. Not always peacefully perhaps, but with a different quality. A quality of resolution or of encounter, or of something being found. You may be dreaming of places that feel like home in some deep sense, even if they are not your actual home. You may be dreaming of people who represent things you value, love or honesty or freedom, or creative fire. People who feel significant in the dream even if their actual identity is unclear. You may be dreaming of water that is moving rather than still, of paths that are opening rather than blocked, of arrival rather than departure. These images, whatever form they take in your specific dream world, carry a consistent message. Something is finding its way back to you. The dreaming mind for Scorpio is one of the most reliable channels of inner knowing. And it is announcing what is returning in the language that it always uses, not in plain statements but in feeling and symbol and atmosphere. The feelings that are surfacing in your dreams are the feelings that will characterize the return when it arrives in your waking life. The sense of recognition, of completion, of something long sought finally found. This is the emotional signature of what is coming back. If you wake from a dream with a residue of something good, even if you cannot remember the specifics, even if only the feeling remains, hold on to that feeling for a few moments before the day begins. Let it tell you what it knows. It knows more than you might expect. It knows that something is on its way. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Sign 4. The fourth sign is one that shows up in the outside world, in the form of unexpected reconnections and surprising reappearances. People from your past are beginning to surface. Not necessarily through direct contact, though that may happen too. More subtly, you might find yourself thinking about someone you have not thought of in a long time, and then encountering them unexpectedly, or hearing news of them through a roundabout channel, or finding an old message or photograph that brings them vividly to mind. And when these surfacings happen, they do not feel entirely random. They carry a weight, a significance, a sense of something unfinished seeking resolution. Now, and this is important, not everything that resurfaces is meant to be reclaimed. Scorpio knows better than most that the past can exert a powerful pull, and that not all old connections deserve a second chapter. The distinction to pay attention to is the feeling that accompanies the resurfacing. If what you feel is a quiet, warm, forward-looking sense of possibility, the feeling of, oh, there is something here that was real and is still real, that is a sign worth following. But if what you feel is primarily relief or nostalgia, or the desire to avoid something difficult in the present, be more careful. That kind of return deserves examination before it receives full welcome. What is genuinely returning to you right now, the real return, the meaningful one, will feel different from simple regression. It will feel like growth, like evolution, like a second chance offered at a point in your life where you are more ready to receive it properly. The old version of what is returning was perhaps too early, offered before you had developed the depth, the clarity, the readiness to hold it well. Now you have those things. And what is returning knows it. That is why it is coming back now rather than then. Pay attention to who surfaces in your awareness over the coming days. Pay attention to the quality of feeling that accompanies each surfacing. And trust your discernment, which is one of Scorpio's finest gifts, to know the difference between what is truly returning and what is simply familiar. Sign 5. Something is shifting in your creative life, or in the dimension of your life that functions like creativity. The place where you make things, whether they are literal creative works or simply the ongoing work of making a life that reflects who you truly are. This is the fifth sign, and it is one of the most energizing ones. After a period of creative dormancy, a period that may have felt like blockage or dryness or simply the absence of inspiration, something is beginning to stir again. Ideas are surfacing, impulses are arriving, the desire to make, to express, to shape something according to your own vision and your own values, is returning. For Scorpio, creativity is not separate from transformation. It is one of the primary channels through which your transformations become real. When you create something, whether it is a work of art, or a new approach to a relationship, or a change in your home environment, or simply a new way of thinking about a problem, you are doing what Scorpio does best. Taking something raw and unformed and bringing it through a process of deep engagement until it becomes something true and alive. That capacity has been quiet lately, but it is waking up. The return of creative energy for Scorpio carries a particular quality. It feels urgent and tender at the same time. Urgent because there is something that has been waiting too long to be expressed, something that has been building pressure through the silence and now needs an outlet. And tender because the things you are most called to create right now are the things that matter most to you, the things closest to your actual truth, and those things always require a certain vulnerability to bring into the world. Let the creative impulse lead where it will over the next days and weeks. Do not manage it too carefully. Do not shape it before it has a chance to show you what it wants to become. Simply make room for it, time, attention, space, and then let it arrive in whatever form it chooses. What is returning through this creative channel is not just artistic energy. It is your own deepest voice, finding its way back to you after a silence that was never meant to be permanent. Sign 6. A particular kind of confidence is returning to you. Not the loud, performative kind, but the quiet, deep, grounded kind that comes from knowing yourself well and trusting what you know. This is the 6th sign, and it may be one of the most welcome, because this confidence, this inner steadiness, this willingness to take up space, to voice your truth, to stand in your own value without apology or explanation, is something that Scorpio genuinely possesses but does not always have ready access to. There are periods when it retreats, when external circumstances or internal struggles erode the foundation of it. And when it retreats, everything else in your life feels harder and less navigable. Over the coming days and weeks, this confidence is returning. You will begin to notice it in small ways at first, in the way you hold yourself in a conversation, in the ease with which you say what you actually think rather than what seems safe to say, in the way you make a decision without immediately second-guessing it, in the way you look at yourself, your gifts, your accomplishments, your ongoing efforts, with something closer to fair assessment than to harsh judgment. This returning confidence is not arrogance. Scorpio is rarely in danger of arrogance. You are too deeply aware of complexity, of your own limitations as well as your gifts, to become genuinely arrogant. What you are moving toward is something more precisely described as self-trust. The particular experience of knowing your own mind, honoring your own feelings, and acting in alignment with your own deepest values without needing external permission or validation to do so. That self-trust is one of the most powerful forces available to Scorpio, and it is returning to you now. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Sign 7. Your body is sending signals that something is returning, and the 7th sign lives in the physical dimension of your experience. After a period in which your energy may have been low or inconsistent, in which the demands of the day sometimes exceeded what you had available, in which getting through felt like more of an accomplishment than thriving, something physical is beginning to shift. A vitality that has been dimmed is returning to full brightness. Not all at once, and perhaps not dramatically, but steadily and with increasing clarity. Scorpio's physical energy is closely connected to the state of your emotional and inner world. When you are in a period of deep inner processing, of transformation, of healing from something significant, the body reflects that by being quieter, more inward, more focused on the invisible work that is happening beneath the surface. This is not illness. It is the body being a faithful partner to the soul, dedicating its resources where they are most needed. But when that inner period begins to complete, when the processing has reached a certain milestone, when the healing has arrived at a new level, the body shifts too. The energy that was directed inward begins to become available again for outward engagement. Vitality returns. You are entering that period now. The inner work has been real, and it has been demanding, and your body has been supporting it faithfully. And now the balance is shifting. The outward energy is returning. You may notice it in your appetite, a genuine hunger returning, a pleasure in eating that had become mechanical or absent. You may notice it in your desire to move, to walk, to be active, to engage your body rather than ignore it. You may notice it in your sleep, a quality of rest that actually restores rather than simply passing the time until morning. These are all signs of the same return. Your vitality is coming back. Honor it, let it build, and let it carry you into the next chapter of your life with the physical foundation that the next chapter deserves. Sign 8. A sense of safety is returning, specifically an inner sense of safety, the feeling that you do not need to be on guard every moment, that the world is not an exclusively threatening place, that something protective and supportive is present in your life even if you cannot always identify its exact source. This 8th sign is perhaps the most profound of all, because the absence of inner safety is one of the most exhausting experiences available. When it is gone, everything costs more. Every interaction requires management. Every moment of quiet contains a trace of vigilance. The body never fully rests, and the spirit, which needs a degree of safety in order to trust and to open and to create and to love, contracts around whatever protection it can find. Scorpio knows this contraction well, not as a personal failure, but as a natural response to things that were genuinely difficult. Things happened in your relationships, in your circumstances, in the long story of your life that made vigilance reasonable and necessary. You were not wrong to protect yourself. You were responding appropriately to what was real. But the time for that particular level of vigilance is passing. And the evidence of its passing is this returning sense of safety. You will feel it in the relaxation of a habitual tension you may have stopped noticing. You will feel it in the ability to enjoy a quiet moment without needing to prepare for what might go wrong. You will feel it in the willingness to trust someone a little more than you have been allowing yourself to. You will feel it in the moments when you catch yourself simply being, not managing or analyzing or protecting, just being, and realizing that it feels all right. That feeling is the return of inner safety. It is one of the greatest gifts your current season of life can offer, and it is on its way back to you fully and completely. Sign 9. Joy is returning. Not the performed kind. Not the social kind that looks cheerful on the surface while something heavier sits below it. Genuine joy. The kind that rises from somewhere deep inside and colors everything it touches with a quality of brightness that is unmistakable. This is the 9th sign, and it deserves to be spoken plainly and without apology, because Scorpio sometimes treats joy with more caution than is necessary, as if expecting it to be temporary or false or somehow a sign of shallowness. Joy is not shallow. For Scorpio, genuine joy is one of the most profound experiences available, because your capacity for feeling runs so deep that when something good touches you fully, it touches every layer at once. When you allow yourself to feel joy without hedging it, without qualifying it, without part of you watching for when it will end, it is immense. It is the kind of experience that reminds you why you are here, why the difficult parts were worth moving through, why the life you are living is genuinely worth living. The joy that is returning to you now has been earned. It is not arriving in spite of what you have been through. It is arriving because of it. Because you did the work. Because you stayed when it would have been easier to leave yourself. Because you went deep when it would have been more comfortable to stay at the surface. And now something good is arriving to meet you exactly where that work has brought you. Let it in. That is the only instruction needed. When joy knocks, let it in. Do not analyze it. Do not wonder how long it will last. Do not hold part of yourself back from it out of habit. Just let it in, because it belongs to you. It is yours, and it is returning fully, not in fragments but in fullness, not as a brief visitor but as a returning resident that intends to stay. Sign 10. The 10th and final sign is perhaps the one that will surprise you most, because it is so simple and so quiet that it is easy to miss. It is the sign of trust returning. Not trust in any specific person or circumstance, but a foundational trust in life itself. A deep, settled, bone-level belief that things are working out, that the path you are on is leading somewhere worth going, that the universe, or whatever you call the larger intelligence of things, is not indifferent to you or hostile to you but is in some essential way on your side. This trust is one of the most precious things a Scorpio can carry, because without it, your extraordinary depth becomes a burden rather than a gift, a weight of awareness that sees all the difficulty and complexity of life without the counterbalancing belief that it is all going somewhere good. With it, however, that same depth becomes a lantern. It illuminates not just the difficulty but the meaning underneath it. It sees not just what is hard but what is growing through the hardness. It holds the full picture, the pain and the beauty together, and does not collapse under the weight of either. This trust is returning to you now, not as a naive or uninformed optimism, not as the decision to ignore what is difficult or pretend that nothing has been lost, but as the mature, hard-won, deeply felt conviction of someone who has been through a great deal and has arrived again and again at the conclusion that your life has a trajectory, and that trajectory is meaningful, and that the return of what was lost is not an accident but a confirmation of that meaning. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are. Something is returning to you, Scorpio. All 10 signs confirm it, and what is returning is not a lesser version of what was lost. It is the fullest, most evolved, most beautiful version of it, arriving at exactly the moment in your life when you are most ready to receive it. Open your hands. Open your heart. It is on its way.